me on a treasure hunt. I long for something new. Have you heard the fairies when they sing and dance? Oh, I wish it was me every night. When I close my eyes, I see trust you when you say that beauty lives in me too. Later, it comes later, dear, for many of us. Promise you that we learn through the wrongs, and even the rough can be sweet. Just close your eyes and know beauty lives in me. I know I don't yet know it, so I trust you when you say that beauty lives in me
Guys, so I'm opening up a package that I've been waiting for. You can barely see me. I've been waiting for this particular product. It's supposed to be helping me get my hydration, my water intake up, and I've been waiting for this. I ordered it like probably early December, and if you recognize how much I like my protein intake and meeting that goal every day, this is what's gonna help me do that. So hopefully this tastes good, that it'll actually help. So I'm gonna try it on camera. I've been loving their protein powders, and because they're all vegan based, and this is a vegan clear protein. The thing about vegan clear proteins is that most of the companies use gluten, soy, or some kind of thing in there, and you guys know that I have a gluten allergy. And speaking of gluten allergies, I have an appointment with an allergist today, so I can talk to you guys about that when I go. So let's try this protein powder. I've been waiting so much. The ingredients are very simple. There's just pea protein, coconut water, and sea salt. So all I have to do is mix 1 scoop with 10 ounces of water. And then 15 to 20 minutes after your workout, they suggest that you drink this, which is something, it has essential amino acids and electrolytes in it too. So let's see, the potassium, oh my gosh, 120 milligrams of potassium, which is one of the minerals, the electrolytes that I really need. There's 40 milligrams of calcium and 400 milligrams of sodium. Sodium and potassium are 2 of the key minerals that are good for hormones and stuff like that. And your girl is in her luteal phase, which means I'm within my cycle. I'm like right before my menstrual. So, and I've been really tired this week, and usually on your luteal phase you're like low energy, and I feel like I'm going through the definition of that right now. So this has been like really I think this was shaken up in the box because the powder is like everywhere. So hopefully I can find a scoop and we can make our first clear protein, because there's so many clear proteins out there and I've been wanting to try them, but they're all dairy based and I can't have dairy. So when I can find something that works for my allergies and I get the same benefit, I'm always excited. So the real test of this is it gritty? For 10 grams of protein, this is a lot of powder for just 10 grams. So that's kind of disappointing, because usually this is what you would get for 20 grams of protein. So we got the scoop ready. We just now need to pour our water in here, our handy dandy alkaline water, which is what I've been focusing on drinking. I've been drinking alkaline water since I was a kid. My father had this like Kangen machine. It's a machine that filters through your sink, your kitchen sink, and it automatically filters. It's like a computer, and it filters the water. And when I was in college, specifically, I was going through some weight challenges. I was losing so much weight. Like, I think it was cleaning my system out, because in college I was eating really bad. Like, I mean, like, the food choices I was making was not wise. But I think I put, okay, y'all, this is the water, and I'm putting, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. So the flavor is strawberry kiwi. So I've been putting I put a whole lot of water in here. I was supposed to put 10 to 12. That's way more than I'm supposed to, but I need more water. So clearly don't do as I do. Do better than me, because clearly I'm not doing this right. What I should have done is put this in my shaker cup, and then threw my blender in here. So Dexter is upset because the doorbell rang earlier, and once he hears the doorbell, he goes berserk. All right, so we're going to use my shaker, which is this. We're going to throw this in here and a little bit more water, and then we'll combine the whole thing. This is really sticky, by the way, because my hand is like, it's got powder, it's got water. So let's see how that goes. And I'm going to add ice to my, so yeah, I'm hoping that this helps me. The goal for this is to help me get more of my water intake in. I'm supposed to be drinking at least 100 ounces of water a day, and I haven't been doing that. So this is the ice that I'm gonna put in here, so it can feel like, I don't know about y'all, but I don't like ice from fast food restaurants, but I like the crunchy, like, small bits so I can chew on it. I don't like big pieces of ice. When I was younger, and I probably had an iron deficiency because of that, at night I would get ice and just munch on it. And that would satisfy me. But I'm not like that anymore. I'm probably getting much more iron than I was now. I'm getting more now than I was before. Alright, I gotta hurry up because I gotta get in the car within the next few minutes or so. Alright, so we gotta refill that, and we need to taste this. I'm gonna taste this before I leave. Let's see. But first I need to wash my hands, so hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna try it now. I'm finally good to go. Let's see. Ugh. The initial taste is intense. I feel like adding more I feel like I need to do something different. Hold on. Okay, so I grabbed my Stanley. This holds about 40 ounces of water. I would rather put more water to ratio to the powder because this is intense. Like I told you, it's like a lot of powder for just 10 grams of protein. And so I would rather have more water to the full scoop, that serving size, which is 1 full scoop. Oops, I dropped my, what is it called? I dropped my blender. Okay. 1 scoop with 40 ounces of water is doable. Would I say it tastes amazing? Heck no. It tastes like drinking, if you're used to having BCAAs, if you're a lifter, you do strength training and you use BCAAs for recovery, then you know what it's like to have BCAAs in your water when you're done working out, which are amino acids to help rebuild muscle, to give you muscle recovery in general after you strength train, so you're not as sore after you do a workout. So this is what this reminds me of, but I'm disappointed that I have to have 40 ounces of water in order to get this extra 10 grams of protein. Like, that's kind of sad. Granted, yes, it's gonna help me with my hydration, so that part is clutch. The question is, can I get through 40 ounces of water today? That's the test within all of this. So I guess tune in and see if I'm keep watching if you want to see if I'll tell you by the end of the day. I'll tell you if I got the extra 10 grams of protein. But in the grand scheme of things, I feel like I could have done something else. Like, I get 10 grams extra if I want at night. Let's say I want a hot cocoa. I have collagen, chocolate collagen, that I can put in water and have that at night. And that's a sufficient. And to me, that's a more, I don't know. If I'm going to drink something, it has to be enjoyable. So you guys got to see me review this clear protein powder. I think this is the first time they released this. And I really like this brand, like, a lot. I've been using them for quite some time. I would say like maybe 5 years. So when I saw that they came out with this, because all the competing brands, they have clear protein. So I was like, okay, let me try my favorite company's protein, clear protein. And now that I have it, I would give this, out of 10, I would give this a 7.6. Okay? Because it's drinkable. It's just too extra for me. Like, 40 ounces, 1 scoop. Like, when you drink protein powder in water, I'm going on a rant with this. When you have regular protein powder, you'll get 20 grams of protein. That's the same amount of powder per scoop. So that's why I'm like disappointed. Also, the taste is intense with the recommendation. They said 12 ounces of water with that scoop. Absolutely not. I don't recommend it. It's too intense. So I'm going to go get ready. I got to get in the car and go to my appointment. I'll talk to you guys more when I get there. So I'm on my way to the allergist now. for me. I don't see myself. Yeah, so I came back and I showed you guys the part where they put the allergy test on my arm, but most of the test was on my back. So my entire back had like 36 spots that they shot a type of allergen, like dust, mold, tree, grass, like I think they tested for gluten, milk, and in all of the tests that I did, and mind you, I got there at 1:30. It is now 4:35. And you can take away 40 minutes from travel time total. So that means that I was there for almost 3 hours. Give or take. And then the doctor comes in and tells you what you're allergic to. She told me that I'm allergic to dogs, cats, which I already knew, and like some environmental stuff, like outdoorsy type things, like trees and certain trees and stuff like that. And I said, great. But my main concern as to why I got there is to talk about like my gluten allergy, my dairy allergy, my sugar, the way that sugar affects me. And she had no idea, no clue as to why I'm allergic to those things, because the test came back negative saying that I'm not allergic to those things. However, wants to provide me with an allergy shot or drops where I will be less allergic to those things and eventually not be allergic to them anymore by being exposed to those things within a shot. And these two methods are not, one is not FDA approved, the other one is, which is the shot. And so with all that information that was given to me, I was like, I need to process this. I need to figure out what is best for me. So I need to talk about it, pray about it, just kind of do some research. I want to know what's in this stuff, because as far as I'm concerned, everything is in the healthcare field. You need to do your research before you say yes to something, if you have that opportunity. If you don't, then you can make your best decision based off of being in a urgent situation. Do what you got to do. But for me, like with this situation that I'm finding in, the answers that I was looking for, I don't necessarily feel like I got them. So now I have a follow-up appointment with my primary care physician, and I need to talk to them about these results and how that affects me long term, and how this particular situation did not really give me answers, because essentially if I feel like what I want to do is go back to what I have been doing, which is refraining from these foods and limiting them, and then also choosing to take a Benadryl once a week, so with all that information, I'm going to do the best thing that works for me. So that's what happened today at the allergist appointment. It took forever. So if you are going to get an allergy test, bring a book. If you're going to see your allergist for the first time, they're going to test you on the spot. So bring everything, okay? Be prepared. Thank God I had headphones, because granted, the first 15 minutes, I was like, oh, this is great. Silence. Love it. The second session was shorter. It was like a 5-minute wait, but then it was another 15 minutes, and I was like, geez. Like, it's already nerve-wracking that you're getting poked. You're trying to not itch and not think about the itching. Bruh, it was a lot. So I essentially felt like I should have brought my book with me if I was reading. Then I could have just been reading in the office. With that said, talking about reading real quick, what am I reading? Fiction. I'm trying to have, in the last vlog, I mentioned that fun is where I'm trying to live in right now. I'm trying to focus on joy, things that bring me joy. And joy is where my focus is right now. If something doesn't bring me joy, I don't want it in my life. Call me Marie Kondo Jr. I don't want things that drain me, that make me feel like that negativity. Very simple. Leave the negativity out, and I am going to be away from it, and I'm going to continue to make space for joy in my life. And so fiction has been one of those things, reading books, specifically books that have things that I'm interested in. So Christmas in New York City is something that I think sounds nice, and I like watching people do it, but I don't think I have the capacity to do it. I don't like exploring in the cold. It's not my favorite thing. Unless I'm going to do something deliberate, like if I'm gonna hike and it's timed, I know how long I'll be there. So that's just not the right choice for me. I'm not gonna do New York City at Christmas. I'd rather watch people do it. So I'm reading a book called Christmas on Fifth Avenue, which is where the Plaza is. The Plaza Hotel is somewhere I've always wanted to see, and if I'm gonna see it, it's gonna be in the spring, summer. So yeah, just understanding like the Christmassy parts of town, like the Rockefeller Center, the Bryant Park. It's a love story surrounded by all of this, with two people from England who come to America and spend their Christmas at the Plaza. And I've seen so many movies that feature the Plaza, so I just felt very joyful reading this story. And the main character, the guy who's in this book, I love how caring he is, and but he's feeling like he's not a good person throughout the whole movie, but he's naturally this great being. Like, he is very respectful. So watching his evolution and him seeing himself in a different light from somebody else's perspective, it's just been beautiful. So I recommend that book. I forget the name of the author, but Christmas on Fifth Avenue is the book that I'm reading on my Kindle. I've also finished reading this book called The Most Wonderful Time. I think I already talked about that. And then I wanted to share also, I am reading this book right now. I bought this book in 2017. I bought it, I was living in my apartment, and this title jumped off at me before I got married, and I was like, this is where I'm at. Grace, not perfection. And who would have thought that, come to find out, perfectionism would try to come and go in my life and try to ruin the way that I enjoy life. Perfectionism ruins your sense of freedom. It ruins your sense of enjoying your humanity and your ability to experience joy. I'm saying that, and look at the bottom. So I didn't show you this part. So the bottom of it says, embracing simplicity, celebrating joy. And this writer is one of those people. She is sharing her personal story about how perfectionism has essentially ruined her life, and how her relationship with God, I realized, let's put it this way. What I've realized throughout my life is that when you have a perfectionistic view of life, you're a Christian. So when you put both of them together, usually you don't realize that your perfectionistic views of life is essentially obsessive compulsive disorder on fleek. Like, nobody says that anymore. Mia, don't say that anymore. Okay. So we have to be careful when we're needing things to be perfect. You're obsessing, you're not living. And I learned that in religious cultural environments, needing to operate under a standard that was created for you or was handed to you, and you're not convicted to even live that way, and it's kind of rubbing you the wrong way, or it's not even authentic to scripture, or it's not conducive to a lifestyle of freedom and love in God, you start to realize I'm really just trying to control my environment so that I can keep the peace with something or someone I'm afraid of. And so I'm in this space right now where my perfectionistic lens is so uber apparent in my life because it was given to me since I was a kid. And I accepted it, I believed it, and now I want to lay it down, and now I want to actually move forward in living in a free life with God, where God is the standard and I'm reading his word and I'm in relationship with him, versus looking at my world through something someone else has created or done. So I say all that to say, like, this is where I'm starting 2026, where I am removing the things that are in the way of my relationship with God. Anything that is going to try to stop me from being well in my mind, body, and spirit, it has to go. So if people have opinions, I hear you, but I'm not gonna follow what you're telling me. And then on the flip side of that, I've learned that because we're conditioned from birth until 6 years old by the people we're around, you can easily learn that who you want to be is not good. Who you are on the inside, your desires, your dreams, your passions are not good. And so essentially you start to dismiss who you really are, and then you start to choose the types of things that are around you to keep the peace, to keep so people will like you, so people will accept you, so people will let you belong. And essentially I'm at this space now where I no longer need to belong anywhere because I belong to myself. I don't need acceptance. I don't need to be liked. I'm just at a place where now either I'm going to be me or I'm not going to be around you. Like, it's really that simple for me. And so anything that's trying to tell me to do something different than what's coming from the inside of my heart, where I'm living from, where God rests in my heart, if I'm feeling like I have to betray myself to belong anywhere, that has to go. Recentering myself this year, I've been digital detoxing, trying to shut off the noise in my head and just literally trying to be silent so I can hear God speak to me and let me know, like, hey, there are things that I created you to do. There are things that I made for you to like and enjoy and to have rest in, like, for you to be confident that that's what you're supposed to do or that's what you're supposed to experience. Like something simple as reading fiction, how much joy reading books has brought me. Your girl read 32 books in 2025. If you knew me when I was younger, that would have never happened. Okay? So I've become a huge bookworm and I'm obsessed with reading. But now that, and I have been approved to take my exam for to practice therapy. So there's that. So now my reading is probably going to cut down some because I need to study for my exam and essentially take it. But praise God that I've been approved, because y'all, it took a year. Okay? A year for them to approve me. But anyway, I digress. I'm saying a lot, but I just hope that through this time that you've been with me today, that you take care of your health. I shared my allergy session today or whatever, to kind of remind you that no one is going to care for your health more than you. No one is going to care for your well-being more than you. No one is going to stand up for you. No one's going to ask the right questions. Nobody's going to pay attention to what ails you. Like, I just took an allergy test and they told me I'm not allergic to milk. What you talking about? Like, I just told you what reactions I have to milk. So what are you saying? So with that said, I'm saying, please trust the body that God has blessed you with. Your body is good. Your body is blessed. Okay? It is your house that God has given you, the temple that God has given you for him to dwell in, and it is your responsibility to stand up for it, to speak up for it, to protect it. You have to be able to steward it. And if you love God, then you should love your body. You should love yourself, right? And so if you don't, hello, therapy, please. But please go see your doctors. Go do your regular checkups. Go to your primary care physician once a year, do an annual. Go see your OBGYN if you're a woman once a year. Once a year. My husband is texting me, so I'm gonna go respond, and I'm gonna get ready for our date night meal, and I'll show you what I'm gonna be making. You want to watch me make this? Here it is. I'm just poking some holes because there's already rice right here, and then this is the green curry. It's just the sauce and the vegetables in there with the tofu. And so we're going 3 to 4 times poke, and then place the tray in the microwave, cook for 3 minutes, stir it, and then cook it again for 2 to 3 minutes. And then voila, I'll show you the final product.
I tried to be your everything, gave my everything, I sold out. Now just look at me, I'm a ghost with nothing left. Hollow, emptied out, what got lost can't be found. You stole every bit of me, now I can't remember. Ooh, who I am, what I like, what I do, what I'm like when without you. Ooh, should've known you're too good to be true. You don't come around here no more. Why'd you have to let me go? Let me go, go, go. You don't think about me no more. Why can't I just let it go? Let it go, go, go. Why'd you have to show me?
It's the next day. I didn't get to close out the vlog yesterday, as you saw we were playing Uno, and Uno was really fun. Thing about it is, Uno, I took a Benadryl because y'all know I had all the allergy exposures. When I came home, my dog jumped on me, and like I could feel all the welts from the allergens kind of like itching like really intensely. So I had to hurry up and take a Benadryl. And then I hadn't had a Benadryl in like a week, so that caused me to feel really like sluggish because Benadryl makes you drowsy. So last night as we're playing the game, like, I love Uno. I've been playing Uno since I was a kid, and I'm obsessed with Uno. We have Uno Dare we didn't do the dares last night, the rules that come with Uno Dare, because again, I was so tired. So I was just feeling like I can't do this. Like I couldn't really get through the games. Like I wasn't really focused. So anyway, we had fun. My husband won the first game, I won the second game, and then we called it quits. I was like, we both won tonight. Let's go. Let's go. So we transitioned to the couch. We watched Abbott. We watched one episode because that's the rule. When we don't have a whole lot of episodes to watch, we're only gonna watch one, because we're trying to savor the show. We don't want to. He just went under the bed. And this is why I'm having my allergy stuff. I forgot, sometimes I close the door, and I don't close it all the way, and he pushes the door open and comes in just like he did just now. Neither here nor there. He's a character. So that means this weekend I gotta be clean. Like I learned, they taught me the bedroom stuff with dogs, how to manage. So we're gonna take care of that this weekend. So yeah, we watched Abbott, and then we watched, oh my gosh, we watched something else afterwards. Oh, my husband and I love watching House Hunters. It's our thing. Like we are obsessed with it. It's our pastime. That's how we like to go to sleep when we're in hotels. Our favorite thing to do is turn on HGTV and just watch people choose houses that they don't want or do want, because it's really funny to me, because they'll choose the house with the stuff that they don't want, and then turns out that's the house they choose. So crazy. But we watched a few episodes of that. We had fun watching that, and we both started nodding off, and we were like, okay, let's go to bed. And I think it was like almost 11 when we did that. So yeah, but we had a good time last night. So this morning, you saw I started my devotion. Hold on, because I gotta get him out of here. And if you're wondering like what that light is that's in my room, I have one of those clocks that has like sunlight to wake you up, like a sunrise. I need it for vitamin D. I don't think it increases vitamin D, but out living in the Midwest, there's a term for it, but it's super cloudy. It's just really hazy. We don't really get much sun. I'm promising you, if I open these blinds, it's okay. It didn't make a difference, but still, I would like to have more light than this. I grew up on the East Coast, and Northeast America has more light than this. So when you wake up in the winter, and so yeah, that's why I have that little light going, but it's also a vibe for me, so I don't really mind. Okay. So and please don't mind me. I'm trying to have put something on my stomach because I'm getting ready to work out. I'm gonna be doing a Peloton class. I'm probably gonna do cycling and what's the other thing that I do? Oh, I'm probably gonna do cycling and a strength training class today. I started the day with my devotional. My devotional was great. I had a conversation with God. God and I got on the same page. I was telling him about a fear that I have, and he was helping me to process it with him and to help me to see it through his eyes as to how I need to go about it. And the whole fear that I have is from a place of lack of trust. When you grow up, so here's the thing: if God is your father and you're trying to see him as your father, usually the what is it called? The discrepancies that you had with your father show up in your relationship with God. So whatever your father did, you tend to put that on God, and he's paying the price. And the beauty of a relationship with God, where I was telling you guys it's important for you to have a dialogue with God, for God to talk back to you, is because he will help you to see that what you're placing on his shoulders, which he doesn't have a problem with having to hold that. He just doesn't want to keep that responsibility because it's not his. The responsibility is on the shoulders of the parent that failed you. It's not God's job to fix that person's lack of whatever, however they didn't show up. However, God will correct your perspective that is not him. He is not that way. And that is what he was doing for me this morning. Specifically, I'll tell you, it was in regards to feeling like, how can I trust what you're saying about me if my parents showed up in a way where they needed me to show up perfect? How can I trust that you don't need me to show up perfect all the time when you're a perfect God yourself? And he was showing me, because, you know, I'm reading this Grace Over Perfection book, because that's where we are, me and my relationship with God right now. He was showing me that he doesn't need me. That's what God was showing me today. Is my childhood, I may have felt like I needed to show up for people a certain way, and they needed me to show up a certain way, or there were expectations that needed to be placed out there. Whatever the rules were, that dynamic is not within the relationship that I have with God, because God is not a human. So he had to remind me, I am not human. I am not like the people that you grew up with. I am perfect. And most importantly, what he said to me was, I don't need you. Like, I don't need you in the sense where my existence is dependent on you, where my reputation is dependent on you. My character is not dependent on you. He said that I don't need to lean on anyone. I don't need to rely on anyone. I am God. I have all power and I can do all things on my own. I don't need humanity. Humanity needs me. I created you guys to need me. And so I put you in a needy place so that you can get in your proper place and depend on me, which is the right way to live. And so the voids that you all have that you need to fill, they're essentially supposed to be filled by me, God the Father. I am the void and the gap that needs to be filled within you. And so I realized real quickly that, and excuse me, I'm multitasking. If you see me looking down, I'm trying to order these groceries. I'll tell you why that's important in a minute. But yeah, I realized that I was just putting too much on God and on his shoulders that didn't belong to him. Like, he's not a human being. And I keep trying to tell myself, well, if I'm supposed to see you as a father, then I'm looking at the way that my dad and I operated, and that's how I'm expecting you to show up for me. And he's having to show me that, Mia, I am not human. So you cannot put us in the same box. So that's something that he often has to remind me of. And I think what really blew my mind for me in the conversation is the fact that he said to me, I created you for the intent of my pleasure. Like, I made you so that I would have joy. Like, I created you just so that I could be pleased with myself. Like, I made you because I'm desiring of seeing you live, like seeing you exist, being in fellowship with you, exchanging with you. Like, I simply created you because you mean a lot to me, and you add to my life. Like, you add to me being God. Like, you don't subtract to me. I made you because I am God. So if I do anything, it's only showing more and more that I am God. So he's been showing me that him taking the time, especially that verse in Psalms 139 where it says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And then there's the verse in Luke chapter 4 where it's between chapter 3 and 4 where Jesus is getting baptized and he's in the water, and the voice of God from heaven, from when the dove comes down and rests on Jesus's shoulder, the voice says to him and to everyone around, this is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. So he was letting the world know before Jesus would do anything on this earth, before he would accomplish anything, before he would go into ministry, that this is my son. I made him. I love him and I'm pleased with him. I take delight in him. And when you think about pleasure, the word pleasure, you're talking about deep joy, which is why, going back to what I've been talking about on this channel recently, is the importance of finding joy when you are going through trauma, when you're going through grief, when you're going through pain. It's very important that we not stay stuck in the dark places for too long. That yes, we're honest about what hurts, but on the other side, we're being honest and we're saying, yes, this is hard, but there are things in this life that bring me joy, and I have to be intentional to take care of myself and bring me to the spaces that elicit joy. So if joy is what makes me feel good right now, maybe I need sometimes we need a break from grief. Sometimes you need a break from sadness. Sometimes you have to have intention and be intentional and say, okay, this grief is a lot right now. What could bring me some joy right now in this moment? And let me lean into that for a little bit. And then when I'm ready, I'll pick up the grief again. Because again, we have to be committed to our full human experience. Our lives are hard and they're good, you see? So there's nuances between that. I know it sounds hard, but it's the way that we become. The key word is resilient. A resilient person is someone who is not going to let the darkness swallow them. What makes you a product of the light of God, the light of the world, right, is when you have the ability to find the light in this darkness of what life is and can be. So that was a lot. I hope that helps somebody on the other side of this camera. And y'all see I'm really trying out here. Okay? I'm really trying. So yeah, this morning I read a chapter of Grace Over Perfection, and the chapter that I was reading was about planning. And I enjoyed it. It was simply about how to plan your life and make it in a way where you're not focused on the mundane tasks of life so much, where you're cooking all the time, you're cleaning all the time, you don't have time for joy, because you're not planning, you don't have time to experience the things that you do like. So she essentially, Emily Lay, I believe her name is, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she created the planner that's out there in stores. It's called the Simplified Planner. I used to use it a lot, and I'm crazy enough, I didn't know that I would be reading her book. But now I like digital planning, so I'm not using those anymore because I feel like I'm wasting paper. Every year I'm using this journal or paper planner, and then I got to throw it out, and it's like, where do I throw this out? This has all my business. Anyway, I digress. So I decided that, I'm with my digital planning, I focus with something called Notion. If you can look into that, if that's something that you like doing for digital planning. There's another company that I use, but I can't remember it because I just found it this year. But we'll talk about that another day. Maybe I'll create a video about how I planned out my year and how I planned out. And with all that said, with planning, God wants you to plan. He doesn't want you to be more committed to your plans than you are committed to him. And he wants you to trust him above your plans. And however, there are plans like planning your day, planning your week, planning your month. It's okay to do that. I've learned that. I realized in the past that planning essentially, I didn't like the fact that if you planned and it didn't happen, like I don't like the idea of planning and I know that it could possibly not happen. But that's where faith comes in. Having trust in God and believing that if it's the right thing, he'll work it out. So, for instance, I planned a trip for my husband and I the week my mother passed away, and I had to cancel everything. We got partial refunding for our flights, I think we got a full refund. Actually, it was partial for some of the hotels and then full for some of them. And that we planned it. It didn't go as planned, but for me, that's why it kind of sucks, because you don't know. You will take a plan, you want a plan, and then it doesn't work out. And so in instances like that, you just have to believe, you know. And I feel like I had to, last year 2025 was just that kind of year where leaning on God was pertinent in 2025, and it's going to be pertinent this year too. However, yeah, I just, reading this chapter was just putting it into perspective, how the planning that I did in 2025 gave me fruit for 2026. It's only been 8 days within this year that I've experienced, and I feel more grounded. I feel more at peace because I have something in mind. I feel like I don't feel like my life is a mess, if you will. And so I weekly plan my meals. I weekly plan, like right now, I just sat down and planned my cooking for Sunday to cook for the week. So I do the shopping and the planning on Friday, and then shopping and planning on Friday, cooking on Sunday, and then we have everything we need, and then we do it all over again. So that's how I plan, so that cooking doesn't feel like a burden to me, because I love to cook. I also choose recipes and foods that I get excited to try. That brings me joy. Cooking foods that I've never had before is something that really makes me happy. And tasting my own food, cooking my own food makes me happy. So that elicits joy. So I'm intentional about making sure I have the things to make that happen. And therefore, Sundays have become like, I used to have Sunday scaries, because cooking all day on a Sunday used to feel like a burden, but now they feel more like joyful, because I'm actually planning them out, and I'm intentional about researching the things that I want to try. I want to see if I like them, and my husband doesn't care. My husband just wants to eat. So it's much easier on the both of us that way if we just do it weekly. And I'm not about to cook every day. I'm not doing it. So your girl is putting an order in to pick up her groceries, because again, I don't like going in the store. It is not, if I can avoid it, I'm going to avoid it. But if I can avoid, here's the thing that's stressful about grocery shopping to me is the idea that because I have all these allergies, I have to go to several stores before I can start cooking, which is why I have to choose a different day and not do everything on the same day. I can't shop and cook. That's why I used to have the Sunday scaries, because I used to do both on the same day. And so I separated the two. I said, we gonna do shopping on one day, cooking on another. And it's been such a really huge weight off of my shoulders. And so going to multiple stores, when you're gluten-free, dairy-free, you have to go to multiple. You're not going to find everything at the same store, unfortunately, not out here. So I just put my order in. It's supposed to be ready by 12 p.m. today. Oh, well, that's not available anymore. See, that's why I gotta do this early in the morning, because it's still morning, so people are over here, they trying to do what I'm doing. So my pickup time is now 5 p.m. Good thing I don't need any of this today. Like, I don't need any of it for what I'm doing, so it's okay. Yeah, so I do have to go to Ulta today because I need some moisturizer for my face, and I think I also am running out of my vitamin C serum, which helps me with my hyperpigmentation on my face. Sorry, I'm looking for the replacement for each. I also need to go to Meijer, which is a crossbreed of Walmart / Target in the Midwest, I've learned. So I need to go to them and get some hot sauce. I have been without my beloved hot sauce, and I need some. And there's something else I need to get from there, but I can't remember what it is. It's written down. That's why I have to-do list. Here's one thing I'll share with y'all, because we're on the planning topic. If you need a digital app that helps you to make lists, because I have lists out the wazoo. Okay, I make lists for everything because I will not remember. Granted, Apple, if you're an Apple user, they have a list. You can use the what's the name of that app? Apple has the Notes app that you can use. I prefer this app over that, and it's called Any List. So it looks like this right here. Any List, okay? That app is really good for planning. So
on my own, where are we? Show yourself strong, lifter of my head when I'm low. Where are we? Show yourself strong. So now to him who is able to do more than I ever could hope for. I give you permission, Lord, be within me. 'Cause together we win. If I have a vision that seems impossible, a desire that seems improbable, or a dream that seems unattainable, for the purpose, Lord, that you've called me to, I won't make it on my own. Where are we? Show yourself strong, lifter of my head when I'm low. Show yourself strong. So now to him who is able.
hey y'all, I'm back where I started. This is where I started talking to you guys this morning, and this is how I usually get ready for bed. I turn on the sun lamp just to kind of like give the nighttime feel. I don't know, it just works for me. Update on the clear protein powder. This was full, and this is how much I have left, and it is now 8:30 at night, and I am not drinking the rest of that. Why? Because I just had a cup of tea, peppermint tea, and I don't really feel like drinking something that's sweet before I go to bed. So I'm gonna pass on this. I might put it in the fridge and just drink it, add it to my morning water, just so that I don't like wasting stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it. But just so you know, I did enjoy it. I was drinking it in the car as I was doing all my groceries and everything, and it felt like it just tasted like refreshing, so I enjoyed it. Meijer, when I went in there, it was like, it felt like Walmart and I didn't want to be there. So I hurried up and I got the things that I needed in there. All I got was sourdough bread, Goya, hot sauce. I got 2 bottles so that I have some just in case I run out. I run out less often. And then I got some more roasted wings from Purdue that I showed you guys yesterday. And I got some protein shakes for the week. So yeah, that's all I got from Meijer. So it wasn't much to even show you in there. And I did pick up my groceries from Aldi. I apologize, I did not do a grocery haul because I forgot. But next time I do a Aldi haul, I will remember to show you what I get. Oh, I can show you what I got from Ulta, even though I feel like I already told you. But I did get one thing I didn't plan on getting, which is the Sacred hair oil. I keep hearing so much about this and I really want to try it. It smells really nice. It smells like perfume. But I just hear great things about it, so I just want to try it, see if I like it. Anything with hair is my jam, and especially is Black owned, so I want to support our folk. And this thing is really good for hyperpigmentation. I've been using it for several months since the summer, and it was working really well for me. So yeah, I got that. And then I use a basic moisturizer. I've been using Tula since 2020. Yeah, since 2020. And I use multiple of their products and I have good things to say about them. I have their tinted CC cream. Actually, it's a tinted moisturizer slash sunscreen and I love it. I am really obsessed with it. I want to get, the one I have is expired, so I need to look into getting another one. So because I don't wear makeup often, I try to stay away from makeup, and I'll use it if I'm going to like something special or something, but I don't like wearing makeup on the weekends or during the week. Like, y'all gonna get this face. That's why I'm trying to take care of it. So yeah, so I have glowing reviews for Tula. I love all of their products. This is their weightless 24/7 weightless moisture gel cream. You can use it day and night. And anything that's like weightless, poreless, that's what works for my face, because I get clogged. My skin will clog up and we don't want that. So I learned, once you are in your 30s, your skin goes through, if you're having hormonal issues, your skin goes through it. So the best thing to do is just stay away from things that clog pores. So if it is poreless, I highly recommend you use it. All right, so those are the things that I was going to show you. That's my little Ulta haul. And how will I close off this blog? I will say that in 2026, try to keep your life simple. Like, joy, cultivating joy in your life is seeking not to live from a reactive space where you're reacting to things all the time. And when you can prepare for something, that makes more room for you to have things that you enjoy, that you like, that you take pleasure in. So like I said in the last vlog as I ended it, please enjoy your life. And if you are feeling like joy is so far from me, I would say that it's not. I think the reason why joy is far from us is because we filter the things that we like from people or things, places that give us permission on whether or not we can enjoy something. So for once in your entire life, someone, me, is telling you to give yourself permission to enjoy what you like without letting judgment of anyone or anything get in the way of that. Because God created you in pleasure. He created you with a sense of joy. Like he created you in joy. Joy is a spirit. Joy is a God-given gift that in being in a relationship with him, you experience that. So anytime you enjoy something in your life, that is a gift from God. Every perfect gift from above is from above. Every good and perfect gift is from above. James 1. So with that said, do not judge yourself for what you like. Do not judge yourself for what you're interested in. Do not let people judge you because they see the world differently than you. Everyone is allowed to see what they see, how they want to see it. We don't need to be put in, you're right, I'm wrong, you're wrong and I'm right. Ain't none of that. Live in the God-given joy, period. That's where I'm at. I pray that you have a great week. I don't know when the next vlog is coming, but you'll get one. So have a great night. I'm going to bed and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.